joyous effort. Mental factor taking delight in objects of virtue. So objects of virtue, compassion, love, patience, generosity. What it means is the qualities that we've been talking about, you're taking delight in those qualities. And it's a mental factor because often we think it's an emotion. But where do the emotions come from? Thoughts. So emotions come from the mind. Emotions don't exist as a separate category. And then, in order to have joyous effort, again what you do is you look at the positive side of it and you look at the negative side of it. What does joyous effort antidote? What's its opposite? The main one is procrastination and laziness. Okay? So procrastination and laziness is the opposite of joyous effort. So if you wake up one morning and you think, I don't want to go to work, or I don't want to go with the kids to football, or whatever it is, then there we found the procrastination and the laziness, and what we need to apply to it is joyous effort. Wanting others to be happy, wanting others to experience goodness or whatever it is. It's said that with joyous effort you can accomplish anything relatively easily and quickly. But if you don't have joyous effort, the problem is that you accomplish very little and it takes a long time. So with joyous effort we're able to achieve things very fast. So in a way, when you get lazy, it's like you're adding weights to your body, but also you're adding weights to your mind. You're slowing yourself down. So again, you think, do I want to slow myself down? Do I want to do things more slowly, less easily? If I don't have joyous effort, then things are slower, less easy, more difficult to put things into practice. So we have to think about this. Not just to think of the positive, I very much want to have joyous effort, but the negative. What we don't want is that sense of laziness and procrastination. So we have 3 lazinesses. I'll write them down for you. The laziness of procrastination, the laziness of attraction to meaningless activity, and the laziness of inadequacy. See. So I think the first one's fairly easy. Procrastination we understand. I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah? Mañana, the mañana syndrome. I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later. And it becomes a habit. I'll answer the emails later, and then tomorrow there's double the emails, so I'll do it even later. So procrastination, I think we understand. Attraction to meaningless activity. There needs to be a balance in your life between work and relaxation. If you get too attracted to meaningless activity, it means you're not doing meaningful activities. Look at the opposite of it. If you're not doing meaningful activities, remember yesterday we talked about meaningful speech as opposed to gossip. So if you're not doing meaningful activities, then they're meaningless, and then this can become a habit. You get very attracted to it. I think one thing is, on the computer, playing cards. This can very easily get you sucked into playing games on the computer. And it can increase and increase. I mean, then you can start gaming, you know. One of these gaming advertisements pops up. just spend €5, a little bit of gaming, and then €10, and then 20. So this sort of meaningless activity, you can start with a little bit, but it starts to increase and grow. So this is a laziness in response to what you could be doing, which is benefiting your mind, your family, your friends, your business, whatever it is. So as I said, there's nothing wrong with coming home and sitting down and thinking, I really want to know what's going on in the world, and watching the news with the right motivation. But if you sit there for 5 or 6 hours with a sort of blank mind, then what you're generating is an empty mind. You're not increasing the power and the potential of your mind. So use meaningless activity, if you're going to do it, as a rest in order to come back to meaningful activity. You understand this is a rest, and then I'm going to go back to something meaningful. And then the laziness of inadequacy. Don't you think this is an interesting one? You don't understand? Inadequate is, I can't do it. Oh no, I couldn't possibly do that, but you can. So this comes back to good self-esteem, good self-confidence, and somebody asking you to do something, and you automatically say, oh no, I couldn't do that. It's not possible. But you can. So it's you saying you're inadequate, but in actual fact, you're adequate. So therefore, when you say you can't do it, it's a laziness. It's promoting a laziness in your mind, where you're saying, no, I can't do it. And that laziness becomes a habit. So then one day you want to do something, and people say, no, you couldn't do that. The response back is, of course you couldn't do that, because all along you've been saying, oh no, I can't do that. Oh no, I can't do that. And one day you want to do something, and then they say, oh no, you couldn't do that. How does it feel? So you know the resources that you have internally. Use those resources in order to benefit yourself and others. But I think the main thing is use them. Don't procrastinate, don't be lazy about it, don't put it off. Recognize that by not using them, then they deteriorate. It's like having a skill, isn't it? If you have the skill of playing tennis or golf or something like that, but you don't play for a year, you don't expect to go back after a year and be able to do the same thing, have the same level of skill. So in the same way, when you have skills in the mind, you need to use them. Because otherwise, after a while, you want to use them, but it's not so easy to go back to them. So I think management skills, also you need to keep training, retraining, always improving yourself. Because there's not always situations where you use all the skills. If you have a good motivation in the morning, right? You get up and you think, I didn't die. I have a good motivation for living today. But still during the day, you have the sense of, oh, I'll put this off till tomorrow. Still, something's not creating enough energy. Then you need to think in the way of joyous effort, that am I getting a happiness, a joy out of my work? Out of doing these tasks. And sometimes there's tasks I think that we want to avoid. So we have a good motivation, but there's certain things that we want to avoid. And that could be a laziness in the sense of I don't want to go to a meeting, or I don't want to make these phone calls, or I don't want to answer these emails. There's sometimes just one thing. It may not be the whole day, but it could be a certain task. So I think you have to look into motivation, and then if the motivation is good, but still something's not happening, why is it not happening? It relates to effort, to that continuation, to keep it going. Also, what I haven't been mentioning is that, remember we had number 6, wisdom. So we've got 6 perfections. Number 6 is wisdom. That's the emptiness of the I. So then we go back to, when you're angry, where is the angry self? Where is the anger? And where is the other person that you're angry with? Right? Is the anger inherently existent or created? Called conditions. Does that angry self exist? Can you find it? Does the anger exist? Can you find it? Because when you're angry, you very much believe anger exists. It feels like an entity within you. I often say to people, you remember the Alien film with Sigourney Weaver? Did you see Alien? And so, Sigourney Weaver has got the alien inside. I think this is anger building. And Sigourney Weaver is saying, trust me, I don't have the alien, but the alien's inside, so trust me. So in that way, it's similar to somebody who's getting angry, and they're saying, I'm not getting angry, everything's okay, But you think, uh-oh, the anger's coming. So in that way, I think of Sigourney Weaver, and the anger's building, the alien's getting bigger and bigger, and the chest bursts open, and the tentacles are coming out, and the smoke, and the, like this. I think in a similar way, we should be that afraid of anger. So it's like an alien. It takes you over and makes you behave in a way that you would rather not behave. It is like an alien, right? So then, where is that alien? Because, again, we put it into an entity. Oh, it's like an alien. But where does it exist? Within me. And in the other person, where is the other person and where is their anger? So the emptiness of the self, the emptiness of the other, the emptiness of the anger, and then joyous effort. Emptiness of the I, having joyous effort. Emptiness of the joyous effort. Emptiness of the other, towards whom I'm having joyous effort. Because otherwise we become egotistical about doing these positive things. So it's to cut the ego, keep the positive things. You following? So you want the positive effort, the joyous effort, the patience, but you don't want the ego that's saying, I'm doing incredibly well. I'm being patient. In which case I'm better than you. Then you can become arrogant, proud, self-cherishing, and that creates a problem between you and the other. So we don't want to have these positive things happening, but now create another problem. An alien that's taking you over and is saying, I'm so amazing because I'm patient. I'm better than you. So we remove the negative, but now we've created another problem. So in Buddhism it says, don't create another problem, keep removing the problem maker, which is the ego. I'm so proud of my patience. Remove the pride, just have the patience. Then you don't make problems for yourself, you don't make problems for your family or for the people around you.